to Thundersport GB at Oulton Park. It's the Morello Services GP1. Steve's on the grid.
Number 99, Mick Robertson, rolls up on pole position for the Morello Services GP1 race. This championship is wide open. Second position here, the Ram. John Ingram is back on bike and on the front row. Third place, Ian Mackman, the new championship leader after Brands. He's got a 40-point lead over Phil Crow. He had a crash in qualifying, only managed to get a lap or two in. This is going to be a fascinating race, Robin.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yes, Mike Dickinson is on the second row, just everyone on the front row waving happily. There we are, a little wink from Mr. Mackman and Phil Crow. Giving his best impression of Buddha there. But on the second row, Mike Dickinson, Richie McNeil, Peter Baker, Adrian Clark. We've got Alex Heaton on the third row with Lee Reevely, Chris Barnes, Norman Brunton out there to play as well. It's a massive grid, Steve, that Sid does the long walkabout, and it's getting very tense as the season draws to a close, isn't it?
It is, yes. Charlie Fleck, number 51, we just saw a shot of there. He's going to have to start from pit lane, but the GP1 championship going to go all the way to the wire. But it's the Ram, John Ingram, number 56, that gets into turn one ahead of, well, anyone's guess really. They all went in pretty level. Ian Mackman enters the round 20 points ahead in the championship. Oh, we've got a rider who's pulled out already.
It's Angelo De Rosa. What a huge shame. Angelo from Wrexham. This is his local circuit. He's absolutely broken-hearted. The machine did not want to play. Oh dear. Well, hopefully he'll be out again for the second of their races. But down into Shell Oils, John Ingram from the front row. Now, we have seen him out before in the series this year, but of course he doesn't race regularly in the series. If you were part of the championship fight, you'd really not be too bothered about letting him go, would you?
No, you need to let him go. He can still pick up championship points. I mean, he has won a race already at Mallory earlier on in the year, so he's a fine British Championship rider in second position, Robin. Richard McNeil, a guest ride on his 600 in the GP1 category, just goes to show you how quick he is in the wet. You'll be able to see the Formula 600 races, by the way, in our other show here on Motors TV, Thundersport Plus, not far away. But this championship is all about Mackman, Crow, Mick Robertson and Peter Baker. All four riders can still win it with only a few races left.
Yeah, they are the ones that... oh, and there's a big crash there at Druids. I don't know how many bikes. It could have been a couple of them, or maybe just the one, I don't know. But going down like a sack of spuds there. But we see yellow flags, but the field continues. And we're going to have to wait and see when they cross the line and we get it on the screens to who that might have been. But that was a quick off at Druids as the field working their way through Old Hall Corner. And of course, Richie McNeil, his 600 will be outgunned, but these greasy conditions mean that he can still live with the bigger bikes.
Yeah, well, it's a level playing field, isn't it? Especially in these conditions, as you say. So for now, he's holding his own, but I don't think everyone's going to want to see John Ingram get away just yet. Peter Baker is on the move. We've got former South African champion, Mike Dickinson, up in the top 6 as well, so keep an eye out for number 19. Mick Robertson, number 99, what a sensation he's been this year. Has never been to most of the British circuits, and to come to a place like Oulton Park in these conditions and be as quick as he has been is incredible.
Yes, yeah, the English and Welsh circuits, I suppose, because he, like Paul Wissart in the 600s, is from north of border and won plenty of races up there. But look at him, he's mixing it with the best there. He's just behind Ian Mackman, just ahead of that blue Suzuki of Peter Baker, number 2, as they exit Hizzies and the blast up Clay Hill towards Druids. And yellow flags have been withdrawn from that section, so the rider that went off there is okay.
We just saw Andrew Belby going through, and there's Kevin Davies. Interestingly enough, the riders currently in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th are your 4 championship contenders. Oh, we've got another faller. 149 as Stephen Jones has gone down.
Yep, Steve Jones walking away from the scene there. I think it was Adrian Clark, by the way, that went down earlier up at Druids. As we see the leaders come down towards us into Lodge, and there Mackman being pursued by Robertson, and Richie McNeil right up there on Michael Robertson's shoulder ahead of Peter Baker.
Yeah, they just managed to get themselves past Richie McNeil. That will be obviously the power of that machine. Richard's got his own championship to worry about also. Peter Baker there looking to try and filter his way through up ahead of Mike Dickinson, and there is defending champion Phil Crowe, #1, desperate for some big points. Alex Heaton going through also a little bit further back, Robin, I can tell you 77. Lee Reevely, he pretty much only needs to finish the 2 races here today, a silver and a gold race. 25 points for the winner in race 1, 50 in race 2. Reevely could become the Super Twin champion for the 3rd time in 4 years.
That'll make him the first triple champion in Thundersport GB, won't it? So good luck to him. Let's just hope he stays on board. These conditions, of course, are the joker in the pack. Everyone trying to go as quickly as possible and yet stay on board. And there, further back, lovely battle. We saw Chris Barnes tucked in there, and Lee Reevely is in that group as they charge once more over the top of the hill.
Yes, Andrew Haynes and Jamie Wilkins also a part of that bunch. Jamie Wilkins with his bike back after the engine blew a couple of rounds ago, but the Ram, John Ingram, he's just recently bought this bike off another GP1 rider, Tony Rainford. So it was his first time on it. This has been very, very impressive through qualifying, and he's doing a sterling job at the front. There's championship leader Ian Mackman.
There goes John Ingram through in the lead. Michael Robertson is running in 2nd place. He's got past Mike Dickinson. And there, the last lap flag. And John Ingram, well, he got away well at the start, Steve, and his lapping has been fantastically consistent. But I have to say, Michael Robertson, as soon as he got up into 2nd, he's put in the fastest lap of the race so far. I don't know who's going to be quickest. It could be better, of course, on this last lap, but Michael Robertson is really giving it a charge right at the end here. But you'd have to say, John Ingram, safe as you like.
Yeah, John Ingram, a fine race, but as far as the championship is concerned, Mick Robertson in 2nd, and I believe Peter Baker is currently in 3rd position. They're the 2 men that needed the points more than anyone else.
Yeah, look how close Robertson is now. There we see Ingram coming down through his. He's just as he exits the chicane, Robertson goes into it. So he really is keeping the button pushed right to the end of this one. There goes Robertson, and you can see there is a gap behind, so Robertson has the advantage over Peter Baker. There he goes, over the top of the hill, and now a little bit further back, Alex Heaton there, #111, chasing Norman Brunton. Norman on number 61, behind them, the charge of the rest, Donald McFadden, number 55, then Jamie Wilkins, Nico McWhinney, Andy Haynes, and Mike Walker. That's that next little bunch. But up the front, well, wouldn't say plain sailing. It's never plain sailing in these conditions, but it's been a lovely ride from John Ingram. And look at Michael Robertson. The youngster has never let up, charges down Deer Leap. Ingram acknowledges the flag, and a great win there. He'll be happy with that, but what a 2nd place, Steve, for Michael Robertson.
Yeah, good points in the bag, and all counts towards the championship.
Peter Baker then 3rd, Mike Dickinson 4th, Ian Mackman 5th, and Richie McNeil on the 600 in 6th place. Well, the overall podium then, John Ingram takes the win from Michael Robertson and Peter Baker. In the stock thousands, Michael Robertson, once again the winner from Ian Mackman and Brian Campbell. And in the Super Twins, Mike Walker taking the win from Lee Reevely and Charlie Flett.